Mr. DJ Moore. He got his contract extension yesterday. It's 4 years, $110 million deal. I feel like every time a wide receiver gets signed, John Lynch starts to sweat a little bit more. So, yeah, I mean, nice move by Chicago to keep DJ Moore around. This was after he was acquired last year from the Carolina Panthers. His ADP has gone down a little bit, though, so we'll discuss that. Anthony, I'll go to you first. Any thoughts here on Mr. DJ Moore, his contract, and the ADP, which I'm trying to pull that up from me. I apologize. Down 4.5 spots to 46. What says you on DJ Moore?
You know, a 27-year-old receiver. He finally had that breakout season last year. And I think the Bears, this tells us what their future is. Like, they want Rome Odunze and they want DJ Moore tied with Caleb Williams long-term. We know they locked up Cole Kmet last year. When it comes to DJ Moore, like I get Rome Odunze could be special, but we already know what DJ Moore can do. Last year, 9th in fantasy points per game, 136 targets, almost just over 1,364 yards, 96 receptions, 8 receiving touchdowns. So big-time season for him, wide receiver 6 in PPR overall. This year, I feel like people are a little bit afraid to draft DJ Moore. I think it's a mistake. I get that they brought in Keenan Allen, who we'll get to in a little bit. They drafted Rome Odunze. But this reminds me of the Nico Collins situation in Houston when they traded for Diggs. They have Dell. Then they had that Nico. They paid Nico Collins. That tells us everything we need to know who they believe the future and the alpha is. And I view this situation the same, especially now with this contract. I get Keenan Allen is here. This is going to be a one-and-done situation, just kind of how I feel about Stephon Diggs. And DJ Moore is the guy long-term and will be the alpha barring injury. And DJ Moore, he has not missed a regular season game since 2020. So no real injury bug, and has been, again, last year super productive, but really in his career outside of 2022, a high floor player at worst.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it is nice. It was nice to see in Chicago him finally really break out this past year. Especially with the touchdowns and stuff. That was good to see. Steve, what says you on Mr. DJ Moore and his contract extension?
Yeah, well-deserved. Always been a DJ Moore fan, and passed on him in the past for fantasy because of the quarterback situations. Last year, Fields Moore was one of my favorite stacks. I think I had that stack more than most, and Fields missed a month. That kind of hurt Moore's numbers. They would have been even better, playing with Tyson Badgett. So, a bunch of 550 games, 540, whatever. So with Fields, he was just going off left and right. So, now Caleb's in town. So, you got Keenan now a little more crowded than last year, but I love DJ Moore so much. Second round is probably his highest price ever for him.
Yeah.
But I'm going in, not as much as last year, because I still have some questions about Caleb in his rookie season, but it certainly could be very, very nice. And DJ Moore is not like the type of receiver where you have to go downfield all the time. They're going to get him in the running game a little bit. They're going to throw a lot of screens to him, a lot of shorter routes. So he could and he's one of the best receivers after the catch. So he could certainly create out his own. Doesn't really need all those downfield passes.
Yeah. So
Anthony,
I know.
To say something or no? No, Anthony.
No,
go ahead, Pete.
No. So my only thing, I actually look at the Keenan Allen, DJ Moore conversation similar to the Puka and Cooper Kupp. Now, Puka is obviously much higher priced, but it's both similar situations where you have a younger player and a veteran, where it's kind of a little bit more. It's not flipped in the sense that Keenan and DJ Moore were both good for fantasy last year, but Kupp is coming off the injury, and some people will. I've heard on Reddit that a lot of people prefer Keenan Allen at his cost over DJ Moore, but a lot of people are also preferring Puka over Cooper Kupp. And look, DJ Moore is a guy that's thrived, in bad quarterback situations. Keep in mind, Chicago was bottom 5 in passing attempts last year, and DJ Moore was still a top 10 fantasy wide receiver.
Yeah.
So I think those attempts go up where they'll at least be middle of the pack. They don't even have to be middle of the pack. Even 75 to 100 more passing attempts can definitely spread the ball around and should help with the bringing in of Keenan Allen, the loss of Darnell Mooney. Right. I think that'll balance things out. And I like DJ Moore more than Keenan Allen. I'm trying to get DJ Moore everywhere I can. It could be just because I'm a homer for DJ Moore. I really like him. But he's been good, and he's had bad quarterback play everywhere he's went. Even last year he had bad quarterback play. So bad quarterback play and a bottom 5 in passing attempts last year, and he still was a top 10 fantasy receiver. I'll take that all day. And we did have a question in here about Rome Odunze. We have a lot of Facebook questions again, so we appreciate you guys in here. Avery Thompson, not a question, but he says Rome is going to be great too. I think Rome could be like a second half of the year guy if Keenan Allen, has some health concerns, and him and Caleb could grow a connection. They're both rookies. So I don't know how you guys feel about those guys, with Rome and if he could be, do you guys think he could be fantasy relevant this year? Or?
I think he ish in a way. I think he'll really take off after this year, because kind of like what Anthony said, as far as Keenan Allen, who we'll get to in a moment, most definitely he's going to be one and done in Chicago. So yeah, I could see him really taking off the following year, but yeah, he'll pop here and there. Rome Odunze, I think he's too good not to. Yeah, that's how I put it.
Yeah, it's too early for me. I don't think I'll have any Rome this year. Passing on him all the way.
I might be looking at him more in DFS.
I'll save my Rome Odunze take when we get into Allen.
Okay.
I do want to ask you guys, we'll roll this into Keenan Allen, but I just really quick, and Anthony, I'll just give this to you, and then we'll go on to Keenan Allen. DJ Moore last year had a 28% target share. We know we've had the low pass attempts, which Pete mentioned. Pass attempts go up, but does he still maintain that 28% target share with these other mouths out there now?
So Pete brings up, and this is where I was going to go when you asked me if I had something else to say, but Pete brought it up. He brings up the pass percentage last year of the Chicago Bears. They passed 56.3% of the time. Who's their new OC? It's Shane Waldron. And last year, Seattle Seahawks, they passed the 7th most times in the NFL, 64% of the time. I can say, I don't exactly love DeAndre Swift or this backfield. They put a lot into Caleb Williams and the pass catchers. And there's some similarities here. If we look at the Seattle offense, they were 3 deep at wide receiver, including JSN, a rookie, a veteran, and DK Metcalf. Very similar to what we have here. We have a rookie wide receiver people love, first-round talent. The veteran in Keenan Allen, and then DJ Moore, who's almost like, I like him a lot more than DK Metcalf, but you see what I mean with the similarities. So Shane Waldron has the pieces in place to pass it, top 10 in the league. And he did it last year with Geno Smith. He's going to do it with Caleb Williams.
We'll see. It's going to be mighty interesting in Chicago. That's for damn sure. And we'll shift over from one receiver to another.